Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Man, Elise already starting us off with donations. I haven't even said anything yet. What's going on? What's going on? We are continuing the rewatch series. Now, this is the bounce back game, first SEC road game in Texas history against Vanderbilt in Nashville. Uh, at the time of this game, Texas had down fallen from number one to number five. Vanderbilt came into this game ranked 25th, and we know, the success that they were having, against some upset teams against like Alabama, right? And I think they ultimately beat Auburn, so they actually own the state of Alabama. They finished 7-6 on the season, ended up beating Virginia Tech in double OT in their bowl game. Diego Pavia is back at Vanderbilt. Eli Stowers is back at Vanderbilt. So we will be getting, another, not just seeing them against our guys in 2024, but this is a preview of what we'll see again from these guys when they come to Austin this season, right? So it was from what I recall before going into this game, it was a frustrating game. We had some really good moments. Remember, DeAndre Moore had a good game. Quinn had a good game. But there were some frustrating moments there, especially at the end, where we probably should have won by double digits, and it ends up being a 3-point game. Texas winning 27-24. So let's jump in. Hit that like button for me. It's free to show love. Karen, what's going on? I know you've been doing your rewatch. JB in the house. So as you guys come into the chat, hit that like button, subscribe. Like I said, it's free to show love. Let's get right to the game and watch ball. Without further ado, and again, Vandalisa, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Getting us started right. Opening kickoff. Matthew Golden taking it out. Nice tackle by that guy in the open field. And we got a flag. All right, so we're starting at what, the 12-yard line? Yeah, the 12-yard line. We've been tracking first play of the game, right? First play call of the game. So let's see what we run here. The last few weeks have been some sort of stick route, curl route, comeback route that we've hit on. Wow. So the first time we've ran the ball on the first play. So that was a 4-yard carry to Trey Wisner. Then we go swing route, 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 3. Outside zone concept, we get the first down. So start off run, lateral screen, run. So interesting. Karen said the BS was back this week. Are you talking about the play calling? What you mean? I'm. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot about the pick. All right, let's back it up. Felt like a nice drive before. Oh, you mean the second down screen that he got tackled? Oh yeah, swing past the start drives early. Yeah, we went back to it. Is that the play you're talking about, Paxton? That could have been a touchdown. I think that could have been a big gain. I think those guys back there had an angle. So this is first down. This is wide zone. It's a good run. And then 2nd and 3, RPO. That guy tips it at the line of scrimmage. So I'm not putting that on Quinn. I mean, the guy in the backfield tipped it. Number 10. So he actually gets past Jake Majors, it looks like, Number 10 is their middle linebacker, and he gets underneath Jake Majors, gets a tip, turnover. Yeah, it would have. I think it would have been a big gain. I don't think it would have been a touchdown. I think it would have been a 20, 25-yard gain. So that sucks, right? We're in a road game. We're coming off a loss and turnover, first drive, which is tough. And now we're giving Vanderbilt on the road short field. Vandalisa said I had to skip the UGA rewatch. Brother, we were here. It was we got through it. Hopefully you'll show up for the SEC one. But I do remember this was a tough way to start the football game, right? Especially considering Vanderbilt, kind of a spread triple option, a lot of different concepts they're running out of this. They're trying to be ball control, shorten the game, and this plays right into their hands, right? Right into their hands. Karen said this was such a tough stretch for Blue. Yeah, at that time, remember, and we said this in the Georgia game, guys, he did not get a carry in the run game. That's where the trust was at that point with Jaden Blue. Now, he did score a touchdown in the Georgia game off of the Texas route, caught 7 passes for 48 yards, so they trusted him in the passing game. But in terms of run game, Jaden Blue they did not trust him to carry the football not one time against Georgia. So here we go. First drive. They're running that triple option. And we had to get used to it, right? We don't see this a whole lot. They pick up 9. Better job, defensive tackles, guys at the point of attack. Dimple Wonder, thank you for the super chat. Good tackle, Anthony Hill. Good job. Who is that? McDonald. I feel like, am I tripping or did McDonald start playing a lot more in this game? Jelani McDonald. Was this where we started? Thank you for the super chat, though, Dimple Wonder. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, the game was closer than it should have been. A lot of mistakes were made. Now they pitch it out to the outside. Great open field tackle, Jelani McDonald. I remember being pissed at Gilbo. Yeah, that was bad football by Jalen Gilbo. I'm sorry. I remember being pissed then. I'm be pissed now. You cannot play contained football like this, especially against a running quarterback. And this is 3rd and 8. Just simple. I mean, it's not even boot. He's rolling out. I don't know why Jalen takes that step inside. He creates the bad angle by taking an inside step. He's contained. Force him back inside. You're the last guy. Force him back inside. I know he's a handful to tackle, but like the effort was, I just didn't understand that. That was a really, really, kind of let the defense down on that one. Because they had it. They had it, to me, pretty well defended. And he gets out. Yeah, exactly. Can't get outside. You can't let him get out to your outside shoulder. That's the whole point of it. Got to force him back inside. So now we're down 7-0. There's Kieran's favorite screen passes. Loss of 6. Okay, so then we get a nice chunk play back to Gunnar Helm. Was Vanderbilt not aware that we have a good tight end as well? Why didn't they cover Gunnar Helm? Oh, it was a delay release. Oh, okay. So Gunnar Helm actually acts like he's in pass pro, and then he releases. Hold on, I need to look at the comment. All right, we get it out to the backfield. Wisner, great work after the catch. Great work after the catch of space. I want to read this comment. Gilbo needs to fix the small things. That play not getting his head around on the would-be pick 6 against UGA. Gilbo thought he had a milk check. He did not. Uh, this was such a huge problem all season. So many negative plays on early downs. Oh, absolutely. And it's crazy. We had a lot of negative plays on even in the Michigan game, where we were just really good on second and long and third and long. Like we were unusually good. But to Kieran's point, we were not on time with our early downs, right? When you're on time with your early down work, right, you rarely see third down, number one. Number two, you're gonna have more big plays, more explosive plays because the defense is not having they don't get the advantage to tilt to run or pass in the scenario. Everything is available for you when you're handling your business on early down. So that is something we'd like to see more with this 2025 Texas offense for sure. Wisner did a great job there in the open field, though. We're off and running. We're now across the 50. More wide zone, cuts it up. Screen. DeAndre Moore had a good game, man. And look, some of you folks don't believe yet. I'm gonna tell you this right now with DeAndre. Some of y'all don't believe yet. This brother was a role player last season. Okay, he started, but you know what I mean. He wasn't a featured receiver like Golden becomes, like we had with Isaiah Bond. Isaiah Bond's not playing here at this point. The ankle thing had happened, and Wingo was in there. A lot of people were showcasing. Gunnar Helm at that point pretty much became our number two receiving option. DeAndre Moore in his role, player spot last year still went for 7 touchdowns, which was second on the team, tied with Gunnar Helm, and probably should have had double-digit touchdowns as a backup. Now we're going into a full volume role where he's going to be getting these opportunities. He is going to have a breakout season. I think he's going to have one of the most productive seasons we've seen since Devin Duvernay statistically, just from him playing in the slot, the relationship with Arch. Every game he has played with Arch, including go back and look at the spring game. He has put up numbers every single time with Arch. He went off in the SEC championship game. He had a touchdown in the Peach Bowl. This is as when you're not even being featured. This is what DeAndre Moore has already done. Obviously he's a tremendous blocker, right? Probably the closest we've had to Jay Witt. And then a year older, right? Going to year 3, getting those reps and experience here. And the last thing I'll say with this, with DeAndre Moore is for somebody that plays a lot of slot, inside out, he is a vertical threat. There's a lot of passes he's catching deep downfield. It's unusual for your slot to have that type of verticality. Okay. We run a lot of slot fade, a lot of slot go with DeAndre Moore. And we run another one in this game where he gets a touchdown. He ends up with 2 touchdowns in this game. So this play right here, this is just a screen, right? But I mean, this is a complete football player to me. It's just what we're waiting on is the consistency, right? He had a lot of drops, things of that sort, but the consistency. But this is a complete football player. All right, now we're in the red zone. Jaden Blue is in the game. We fake. No, we actually go to it. We were going to fake that one, but we went to it. More screen, and that's DeAndre Moore again. Second catch of the drive. So he just went screen the other way. Boom, DeAndre Moore again. Third catch. Remember, he's now playing opposite where Bond was, and then we get the touchdown, one-handed touchdown, Matthew Golden. So we started getting things going right there on that second drive. Golden didn't have a big game. He only caught 2 balls in this game, but that was a big one for us to get back on the board, tie this thing up. Good fake for Quinn. That was a good drive for Quinn in terms of what he does. Right? That's kind of the point guard Quinn. Getting the ball out real quick, throwing it accurate, short, letting guys run after the catch. Good answer. Really, we've played good offensive football outside the tip, where they sent the heater on Jake Majors and the guy got his hand on the ball. All right, Vanderbilt ball to 25. Heavy personnel. They're running speed option. Trey Moore misses, but Leifau gets him. It's 5 yards though. Pavia with the keeper. Leifau doesn't miss that time, so he gets the tackle. It's 3rd and 3. Tough scheme to defend, especially on 1 week of prep. Good job. Baron Sorrell gets there. Vernon Broughton, Alfred Collins does a really good job on 3rd down. So then they go Eli Stowers under center. That's a creative play, jet sweep. Eli Stowers, former quarterback. Then they get they had this was a controversial one, right? And they got frustrated on the illegal formation. Which forces that was a big play. That was a big, 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 big one. Silas, baby. Nice return. Nice return from Silas Bolden. Gets across the 50. So right now they're talking about why it's an illegal formation. Play action. Intermediate. Nice throw. Mari Nyblack. People had high hopes for him. He's now A&M's tight end. John, there's your tight end. So he got some work. Let's see. Another one out to, does that Wingo? Yeah, that's Ryan Wingo. We don't get anything there. A lot of lateral stuff this game. So that's Mari Nyblack's second catch. A lot of lateral stuff. I mean, we had the Nyblack first throw was downfield, but we're going side to side a lot. Shot to Moore, touchdown. So that's what I was talking about with his vertical ability, and we get the Selly too. You got a swag on him. DeAndre Moore gonna cook this year. Okay. There's a lot of slot guys that don't cook vertically like this. It's a lot of slot guys. This is a good ball from Quinn, by the way. I want to see DeAndre's route again. Very good ball from Quinn. Two deep safeties, man coverage, just cooks that guy. So Marlon, you were asking me about man beaters. Do we got guys that can beat man? There's an example right there. I know it's Vanderbilt, but that's an example right there on film. And that's a downfield play. DeAndre gets the consistency down. He'll be sky's the limit. He could be a first team all SEC receiver next year. There's not a lot of slot guys that get vertical better than he does. All right, so what, 14-7? Yeah, they're playing the 2-man because that's what we just faced the week before that messed us up. So they go kind of like a throwback, not a throwback screen, but they're working across the field. play action, and then they won the reel down the other way. That's a nice play. Good tackle by Jade. Pavia gets in there like a freaking running back when he's getting. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that are going to put their head down and get yardage like that, the dirty yards. Their backs were running hard too. It's a good tackle by Anthony Hill. RPO slant. Good tackle Michael Taft, but they're moving. Vanderbilt's moving. Fits the ball right between Leifau, who comes up a little too much, and then Manny there. A lot of shifts. I see Taft talking. I see Taft getting an interception. So Michael Taft, he was actually talking pre-snap. I was actually watching him. I didn't realize this was the play where he got his pick, but he's communicating pre-snap pretty well here with a lot of the stuff that's going on with that last shift, just to get everybody lined up, and then he get the tip drill pick. Heck of a season Michael Taft had. So happy he's back. So happy he's back. See, he's talking to Gilbo. Let's go. Feels like we're not playing bad ball, right? I mean, we had a mistake to give up the touchdown on the short field where we probably should have held them to field goal. And 2 out of our 3 drives we've scored with really no problem. Why were we in such a it's a weird game. There's the Sark's throwback screen. We're able to get it off versus these guys. Has there been a game in the last 3 years where we haven't run this screen pass? At least he did it on first down. That Sark screen, man. It's like everybody and their mom knows it's coming. I like how Wisner's running after the catch, though. He's running hard. Play action. Quinn. It's a good job. It's a good job by Quinn. 9 yards. He didn't hesitate there. Is that Jaden? All right, Jaden Blue, first down. Running behind DJ Campbell. Gunnar Helm getting downfield. Hayden Connor. It's another solid run. What's the flag for? Sportsmanlike conduct off. Oof. That's a 15-yard penalty, right? On Cam. Yeah, those are drive killers. Look, we're mauling. Now we're what? First and 20, second and 16. Great job, Jaden Blue. So we're killing these dudes in the flats with, I guess Vanderbilt's just not coming up. Like, they're giving us so much room, and Jaden Blue is going to make his guy miss. Great job. Great contact balance. Really good contact balance. Yeah, hopefully Neil Brown. But to Kieran's point earlier, we're getting behind the chains too much on early downs. Here we are, 2 back. Wisner outside zone. Good job. But a holding call. How many of these type of calls can you overcome? I think this was another reason why this game was so frustrating. It's like we're trying to get physical and run the ball, and then we're getting called for holding, and then we get the real negative play. That's what you want if you're Vanderbilt. 3rd and 9. They finally send a heat. They sent 5. What happened there? Normally we don't give stuff like that up in pass pro. So let's see why we were so lost. Jaden Blue missed his block. It's 3rd and 9. Oh yeah, he went the wrong way. Okay, so that's Blue, but let's see everybody else. Hayden Connor didn't touch a soul. So if Jaden Blue went to the wrong side and Hayden Connor didn't touch anybody, there was bad comms on our pass protection pre-snap from jump. I mean, the back goes to the wrong side. Hayden Connor, I don't know why he's letting the inside guy release. He doesn't touch anybody. Let's see. Cam's going out wide. He lets DJ take inside. I mean, they're good over there. That's a weird one. I mean, hey, that's uncharacteristic from Hayden Connor for sure. It's bad comms. So I think Blue is seeing the numbers over there because he's seeing the other guy blitzing from distance, so he's stepping to the right. I don't have an explanation. I can at least explain that. I don't have an explanation for what's happening on the left side. I think that's just bad comms. I think he's either expecting some sort of slide protection. If he thinks mate, I don't know. That's uncharacteristic because you don't really see that too much with Hayden Connor. That was what he was really. He got drafted because of his pass protection ability. So, it happens. That's something that Kyle Flood and them. That's where they have to fix that on the sideline. But it's crappy. Let's see. Did we get that down? There's DeAndre Moore on special teams, downing a punt at the 1. So look at that. We down. It's the best punt situation all year. That's a solid play by Pavia to get them some breathing room. Sorrell, all those guys, David Benda, good job. You see how the clock is running with Vanderbilt. There's a pick. Or was that incomplete? But these dudes are like the game feels really short with them because they're trying to just Trey Moore. Yeah, that was a great play by Trey Moore. It's not a fumble though because it's a forward pass. It's obviously a forward pass. He almost picked that off. What are y'all's thoughts today hearing about Trey Moore um, really being almost full time off ball now? Sounds like Brad Spence is going to be at the buck position as a edge rusher full time. Interesting developments. So now Cole Hudson's in the game at right guard. They were rotating. That was one of Quinn's best throws. Look, that's one where he actually puts it. That's the frustrating thing, right? It's that the fact that he was capable of making these throws. right? Like Quinn puts this. Wiseman's running well. That's number one. But on this 3rd and 7, I mean that's outstanding ball placement between two people. Outstanding ball placement. Wiseman's making it happen. And then we get the quick hitter to DeAndre Moore. Second touchdown. Try to tell y'all, this kid's going to eat out the slot. This is proven production here. Trey is always going. He's that's his thing. He can cut it back. He can cut it back. So Texas is up 21-7. I mean, think about this, guys. We're up 21-7. Feels like we have complete control of this football game. It's the second quarter. Yeah, we only win 27-24. What's going on? Right? We only win this game 27-24. Pavia, and that's, there's another turnover coming for Pavia. All right. What happened there? So here's the other thing too. I want to say this real quick. We're also going up. We're stepping up. So the week before we had played Carson Beck. So the tier of quarterbacks we're playing is going up. Whether it's Vanderbilt or not, whether whoever it is, we knew at this point Diego Pavia was a very good college quarterback, like somebody you have to respect. So we're going up in tier of QB that we're facing, which is going to present more challenges, right? Now there are different types of quarterbacks. Obviously, Pavia is very, very different from Carson Beck, but he's making some plays. And it's also desperation time. Like right there, that's just sandlot football. I don't know if this is. Maybe it is. No, I guess it is a design scheme because those guys weren't going out for a pass. And I know they got the holding call and everything, but this kid was playing his ass off at that point. Pavia does come back. I remember he went into the tent. 2nd and 4. Were we not expecting him to keep? So I remember Nate Johnson when he was at Utah for sure. He's very fast. Is that Broughton or Bill Norton? Great play by Bill Norton. Oh, we got to catch those, especially backup quarterback in. Let's destroy that guy's confidence. This is tip drill. No. Ant just dropped a pick that was thrown right to him. Damn. It's not even tip. He's right there, and he's right there in the passing lane. Damn. Right there in the passing lane. Just gotta get two hands on it, Bubba. He's skilled enough to make that play. He can make that play. Heck of a catch, Eli Stowers. Contested catch on McDonald. Stowers is a great tight end. Great tight end. Jelani McDonald. I like just the fact that McDonald's all over the place. He's taking advantage of playing today because of the team, and this is why he earns snaps for himself later in the season. Good job rallying to the ball. Pavia's back in. Baron Sorrell. Everybody's just kind of waiting, just trying to contain him. 3rd and 9. Trey Moore gets the fumble. They go with the little inside draw. Is that Taff? Was this guy down? Either way, whether he was down or not, that's what you want your safety to come in and do. Or the second guy. The second guy, when somebody's going down, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Taft does it textbook. He's supposed to go after the ball. First person's trying to, like in any situation like that, you're going straight. You're supposed to go straight after the football, and that's exactly what Michael Taft does. Like Michael Taft's not trying to finish the hit; he's going straight for the ball. Dimple Wonder said, "I'm curious as to why the coaches put Spencer at edge and Moore at linebacker. That doesn't mean that Trey Moore is never going to rush the passer. It just means they see something with the skill sets that's going to help the defense from a depth standpoint, and also just not playing guys out of position to where they're not confident. Spence is a guy that's, played, really was primarily a defensive end in high school. They tried, a lot of these kids, they try to make them linebackers, and it's difficult because if they don't have the natural instincts and they lose their confidence having to play backwards and forwards all the time, it just ends up being a tough situation. But Trey Moore showed and was showing those natural instincts that you want to see as a linebacker. I think he's also considering his NFL future, size-wise, of where he'll play. So he wants to show. I just think it's, one of those things where it just kind of works out both ways for those players. 1 minute left in the half. So the fumble's confirmed. All right. So we're in our condensed set. Take a shot to Wingo. It's not a terrible ball, honestly. Could argue pass interference. I don't know if you could argue pass interference. Let's look at that again. Did that guy restrict him from making a play on the ball? You could argue PI right there. I guess because the guy is playing the ball, 25 is playing the ball, but it looks like he does restrict. I mean, that's a lot of contact. It's a lot of contact. This is where I'm at, though. Stephen Houston's comment. I also need the player to fight through that. I think in year 2, Ryan Wingo, as big as he is, we're not letting hand fighting keep us from making a play on the ball. I think he allowed. I think he almost kind of assumed he was going to get the call, which he should have, but he didn't make it. He didn't make it obvious. He didn't make it obvious. Plus 25 is turning and playing the ball. Now, if 25 wasn't playing the ball at all, like, it's contact, but I think Ryan needs to fight through that. I agree with Stephen Houston. That guy's smaller than you too. Run through his ass. So that was Golden's second catch. That was a long throw. Okay. So 3rd and 3, that's tough. What do we see? Why did Quinn eat that? So Quinn just eats this, takes the sack. I know they wanted something quick. Unfortunately, I don't have the all 22 to see from his view. Is he trying to hit Jaden Blue right away? Let's see. We were trying to run something quick. Or that's Wisner. Gunnar Helm looks open, doesn't he? You can't throw that low and away to Gunnar Helm? So Wisner's in the game. I mean, I don't know. Let me look at this. Why did he eat this? Why did he eat that? No. Okay, so by the time he put his head down, Gunnar Helm was not open yet. So let's walk this back a little bit. I wish they showed just a replay from the. Yeah, it looked like it did collapse by the time Gunnar got there. So then his only. Because here's the thing, both the tight end. This is the tough part, right? Both the tight end and the back are being deployed into the run into the passing concept. So there's not like Quinn doesn't have any extra protection after the tackle. And right now that guy's coming, so they're sending +1. I guess when that guy came up, I don't think there's anybody outside of Wisner. You probably just rip it to him anyway and see if you can cut it up and get something. I hate doing freeze frame QB play type stuff because it's not fair, considering how fast everything is. But if this guy is coming, this guy that guy up top, him kind of hesitating a little bit, maybe screwed things up. Because this other guy's trying to run across to get to Wisner. Yeah, he could have ripped it over there. Because the other guy's running across to cover the back. I see it now. So Wisner, to me, once this guy comes down, boom, just hit the running back. He may not get the first down. Helm was open after he wasn't going to make that play. Honestly, good. I tip your cap. That's a good play call by Vandy on 3rd and 3. Honestly, Jelani McDonald. What's up, Marlon? Yeah, by the time Helm was open, the puck it already collapsed. Though he wasn't gonna make that play. He wasn't gonna see it. That's what I thought too. But because that other guy was coming across to cover Wisner. What's the flag for? Holding on us. Damn. We got Taff. Didn't even really impact. Didn't even impact anything. But let's see. Running a game with Trey Moore and Vernon Broughton. That's very good pressure, just by your defensive line, forcing a throwaway. 9 seconds. Vanderbilt trying to get something. Good tackle and bounce. 54-yard attempt. Man, what's it like to have a kicker like that? I mean, we did everything right there. We tackled the guy in bounds, forced a freaking 55, 54, 55-yard field goal. This guy hit it. So that's a frustrating end to the half, considering we were up 21-7. We got the ball back a couple times and just didn't do anything. All right, so they get the ball out of half. We open up with the rock. We throw a pick. Good job, Alfred Collins. Gain of 3. Was that Lele? So the defensive line is starting to get active, right? All those gas runs are starting to. Trey Moore's getting pressure. That's a really good play call by Vanderbilt that they did not execute because the screen's kind of there to me. Now, we'll take the blame for disruption, but I see the play. I see what they were trying to run. That's not a bad pick. That's like they have some guys there, but them brothers fell down. Silas with the fair catch. All right, we're getting the ball. 3 and out, right? Start the half. What happened here? That's a good run. They call a flag? No? Let's see. We pulling DJ. DJ's coming around. Great job. One of his better reps. We're still lateral, but we break the tackle. Another first down. Trey Wisner, what's going on? Here come the pre-snap penalties. That sucks, man. Just when we get going, we're getting in a rhythm. Penalty. Getting in the rhythm. Penalty. It's good. Okay. 1st and 15. 9-yard run. Now they start getting underneath us, but we got back over there. That was a big run on 3rd and 7. Doesn't it feel like we're just moving the ball? Like we're moving the ball. Ugh. All right, we get sacked on the RPO. So I'm like, what? Look, these are all that sequence of plays. Even when we got a penalty, we're still running the ball relatively well, right? And on top of that, the back is breaking tackles. We got. I mean, even out of 1st and 15. I mean, 3rd and 7, we do the 2-for-1. He runs it. It's nobody even there. That wasn't even difficult. Even there, play action on 1st and 10. All right, 4 yards, 3 yards. Good run. He breaks three tackles. Another first down. Then we RPO. They're blitzing. See, that's frustrating because if they're blitzing and we're running an RPO, that slant has to be open, bro. I see we're trying to run it to Golden. This RPO slant. I don't know why the ball's not coming out. Like you can kind of see Golden at the bottom of the screen. They're blitzing. I mean, it's a cat blitz. Cat blitz. Where's the guy replacing? I guess we didn't. I don't know. To me, if a cat blitz comes like that on RPO, that's got to be an automatic. Somebody has to be replacing too. See, you see Golden's coming across late, but that's not quick enough. All right, 2nd and 15. Take a shot to Wingo, incomplete. All right, that's a good pass breakup by 25. That's a good pass breakup. Obviously you see where Quinn's trying to put the ball. Would you like that ball higher to more to the back pylon, maybe? Sure. Yeah, it looked more like a short. You're right on the other one. But I guess when there's a blitz like that, it'd be nice to recognize it sooner so that you can break that off quicker to just replace him. But I see what you're saying, Stephen Houston. All right. Before we get to 3rd and 15, I want to look at the Wingo play again. Just one more time, if y'all don't mind. 2nd and 15. And we took a shot. I mean, it's 1-on-1, but yeah. Good play by 25. Yeah, you're supposed to run a slant when you see cat blitz like that. That should be automatic hot. Yeesh. Now we got to go field goal. And part of that is Quinn just make the throw the first time. I know it's a drop, but the happy feet. Quarterback's feet will tell you everything you need to know. Quarterback's feet will tell you everything you need to know. I don't know why we stopped running the ball. We should have ran the ball instead of on 2nd and 15, honestly. They didn't we stopped ourselves, honestly. In that sequence, we had gotten hot. That was 3 straight passes. All right, so Burt hits that 24-10. I just use the arrow keys, bro. Sometimes I'm rewinding it back with my mouse because I want to I want to go back a few plays, but I have been using the arrow keys. Let's see. Get there. Who is that? Gilbo. That was a good job by Gilbo. Kobe Black. I like Kobe Black personally. I think he's going to play a lot for us. I like Kobe Black personally. Silas, baby. All right. We get another stop. Let's see. What is that? 5 yards? Auto swing to Silas. Oh, Lord. What happened now? We have like disaster strikes. Okay, so two. How many times is two going to come on a blitz? He's blitzed. He's blitzed from depth. How many times? I mean, this is crazy. And it's like they're anticipating when we go play action, they're sending that cat blitz. Look at number 2 on Vanderbilt, opposite of Matthew Golden. He just blitzed from the other side. So they're seeing they're keying on something where they're sending that outside cat blitz. They're just they've done it from two different sides, and now both times it's resulted in a sack and now a turnover on your own side of the field. So pre-snap, we're not handling our business offensively. That's a shit throw. But what do I always say? Sudden change of possession. What's the opponent going to do? They're going to take a shot, which is what they just tried to do on first down. Now they're back to their stuff. That's clean by Jade. Just violence. That's how you attack a slant, by the way. That's how you attack a slant. He timed that up perfectly, but he came in with violence. All right, what's going on here? Yeah. So Manny gets okay. I'm fine with that, but he's not. He's not. See, he's look. I'm gonna speak for Manny. He's not playing the ball. He's not. He's face guarding, but didn't seem like 11 was really fighting for the ball that much either. To be honest with you, to me it seemed like they were both. Okay, 11 is looking for the ball. Never mind. Never mind. He is looking for the ball. That's PI. That's PI. 11 was looking for the ball. That's tough on fourth. That's 4th and 8. So situationally, that's just bad. That's bad ball. Okay, Alfred Collins spin move. I see you, big dog. Unfortunately, we don't get there. He turned his head the wrong way. Turned his head that way. Good defense on Stowers by Taff. That's as good as anybody can cover him. In that space, normally that's really good defense by Michael Taff. That's really, really good. 4th and goal. Oh, what happened there? Dang, nobody could get their hand on that. I know he's extending. Let's go back further. That's tough, man. Mm. Jelani had kind of stayed where he was, he might have picked that off. He almost, if Jelani, it's almost like the ball, like it was like a magnet, because that window was crazy. But now it's 24-17. It's a one-score game. That's tough. But you have a turnover. I mean, think about the situation, right? I mean, it's still football, still situational ball. We went from having the ball, we're moving it. They do corner blitz into an interception. We're getting stopped. It's 4th and 8. We give up a PI. Now they get into we get them to 4th and goal. Get them to 4th and goal, and they're able to extend and get that touchdown in the back of the end zone. Trips left. 11 personnel. We have Gunnerhelm on the outside. DeAndre Moore, another catch. So he's had a really good game. Let's see. Get to the outside. Who is that? Wingo. More first downs. I mean, we're moving the ball again. There's Jaden Blue. Good first down run. These are good. This is good offense. Jaden Blue. Ball's behind him. Don't matter. Good catch. Another first down. Wisner ran into Cam, but so that's our first see they're sending the cat again. They got called for offsides, but they've run that, especially number 2 on that blitz, so many times. Ugh. Back-to-back shitty runs for us. We've been kind of moving them a little bit. Wisner bounces it. Good decision. There's flag on the field. Holding. And that's a holding penalty on what, a 3rd and 1? Oh yeah, it's your guy, John. Fucking turncoat. 9 block. That's your guy, John. Double agent. And then we give up the sack on 3rd and 11. At this point, our pass pro started to fall apart in extended downs. Vanderbilt had figured out how to get pressure at this point. Once we started getting behind the chains and we go straight drop back, that guy how'd that guy get underneath Cam like that? Did he just cook him? Oh, he hit him with a spin move. Shit. Look at Cam Williams. Damn. He hit Cam with a spin move, bro. That's tough. It's frustrating. All right, 4th quarter. Special teams, come on. So that's not a good sequence there. I mean, the return, the kick was shitty. He didn't even kick it past the 20. Good tackle, Alfred Collins at depth. Alfred Collins again. Now rotating guys. There's running QB draw. Okay, Alfred Collins, Colin Simmons. Haven't called Colin Simmons' name too much today. That was the first time I've really noticed him. Now he's coming off the edge. There was a good rush by Colin Simmons and Ethan Burke. That was a good job. That was a good job on third down. So another stop by the defense. Is that not kick catch interference? Yeah. Funny how John goes silent when not. Y'all are funny. All right, we go back to outside zone. Wisner's, he's trying to get what he can. You can tell he's got quicker feet in this game than he did in the Georgia game. The Georgia game was way too much hesitating when he got to line of scrimmage. You can tell Coach Choice and them were telling him to be more decisive. Yeah, Big Cam definitely should have come back. There's no doubt about it. All right, so Quinn throws it to Missouri. I don't know who the hell like that ball was so. That was one of Quinn's better plays of the whole season. 3rd and 20. I do remember that. All right, so this is just the fun with Quinn Ewers, right? You go from 2nd and 20. He throws just the most uncatchable deep ball. Granted, it's into double coverage, but okay. And then right here, he comes back and he actually throws a dime. Just ho hum. Silas Bolden wide open. Oh, he definitely Cam ended up with the right team for sure, Karen. But I don't think he was anticipating falling to the 6th round. I think that's where the team he ended up with is. I do agree that's Philly is the perfect spot for Cam. Philly was the perfect spot. I just you know I don't think he thought leaving early from school he'd be a 6th round pick. What happened on that rep? Let's go back. Second and 9. Quinn. Oh, he fell. He stumbles. And threw it away. So that's a waste of a play. So now we're in 3rd and long. So that's the consistency we need with DeAndre, right? Like he can't drop those. I know he does. He's probably not going to get a first down, so it doesn't matter. But for him to become the ball player I know he can be, when I say consistency, it's just those little things like that. Good job. All right, so that's a good tackle by Trey Moore. Anthony Hill. We're turning up the pressure. Turn up the pressure. That's some of the best heat we've gotten on Pavia all night. Okay, 3rd and 5. Let's see. Got Colin Simmons in. Who's this at the bottom? Boom. 4th down. Is that Gilbo and Ant Hill? 4th and 2. They're rolling boot left. We've got nothing there. Lay foul with the pick. So at this point, I mean, the defense is standing on business as far as I'm concerned. This is us getting. This is a classic Texas getting in their own way game. Classic Texas getting in their own way. Look at this. First, we come back after a turnover. Immediately, we get a holding penalty on a pretty decent gap run. So now we're starting to drive 1st and 20 off of a turnover. 2nd and 23. I mean, you can't get out your own way. Good throw. Good throw and catch. 3rd and 9 still. Let me guess. Holding? No? No holding? At this point, I'm expecting holding every play. All right, we pull the guard. We pull the tight end. Jaden Blue doesn't care. He's making it happen. Like, we're not even playing bad offensively. We're doing dumb shit to end the drives. We have been moving the ball consistently all game, just not executing at the right point or doing something like 2nd and goal. Like why didn't we score a touchdown here? Jeez. All right, let's go back to 1st and goal. I mean, we're cooking them. We're not putting points up, obviously. So, all right, that's a good. So they all right. So they toughen up on 1st down, inside run. We go RPO. That's not catchable. And now we're on 3rd and goal. We're still at the 5. And we try to do the 2-for-1 shit and get nothing. So now we got a kick. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the 111th red zone offense in the country in 2024. Your Texas Longhorns, believe it or not. That right there. All right, 27-17, minute 40, almost 90 seconds left. How did this, like, we're up 10, right? This is really desperation time for Vanderbilt. That's a good throw rolling left by Pavia, but we're hurt. I mean, we got to hurry him up. Boom, pick. Kobe Black takes us to the house. This game ends up very differently. Remember, so instead of us winning by 3, this should have been Vernon Broughton just his dump, one of the worst plays of his career right there. Why he went and led with his head too. I know you're in the middle of battle. I get it. But I mean that's we end up winning by 3 when we should have won by 17. What was the spread for this game? Somebody in the chat tell me what the spread was for this game. Just out of curiosity. Somebody can go back and check. I didn't pull it. Yeah, left his feet, low with his head. I mean, we're talking about the last 90 seconds here. pick six got taken off the board. I mean, brother, that's one of the most frustrating plays of the season for me. Granted, it didn't impact the outcome of the game. Vernon still had a great year, obviously. Came back after because he had to sit the first half of the Florida game. So he still came back and had a great year, right? This isn't just to throw shade at the guy, but that was a horrible play. I think Kobe got a cramp. So then how do we end up giving up a touchdown after this? The line was text, so we wouldn't have covered, but it would have been we would have hit 17 on 18. Yeah. So we wouldn't have covered. Ooh, we just whiffed right there. We whiffed hard right there. What happened? See, Kobe Black's already back in the game. That's a PBU right by him right there. This game was not close in terms of what's happening. You know, on the if you don't count the scoreboard. Yeah, we you got Colton Bassett down there. Stowers. That's a grown man tight end right there, man. Look at he takes a shot from Taft. Takes a shot from Taft. Shit. Onside. DeAndre. All hands team. Ball game. Best play in football is the victory formation. So frustrating. Very frustrating. But we actually, still end up in victory formation on the road. First road win in the SEC. Get back on track. 7-1. We've already done 8 games. Already done 8 games. Sark 6-0, fall on a loss since 2022 at that point. So I guess we'll see if that streak continues. Right now it's 7 because we beat Clemson after we lost to Georgia. So that'd be 7. So we'll get to see with this Ohio State game. But that was an interesting watch. Interesting watch. Because, honestly, we got what we wanted offensively throughout the game. I think it was obvious what the game plan was: getting the ball out in space, running the ball, and getting Quinn in rhythm, which he was for the most part. It's just that we had every now and again we'd have a horrific snap or horrific down, and we weren't handling our business in the early downs. Defensively, we ended up adjusting right to what Vanderbilt was doing. Caused a lot of we caused turnovers, we caused several 3-and-outs, but you've got to be able to manage a game for it not to end up in those situations. And it could be a perfect storm of things, even when you're manhandling somebody. And I bring this up because we're going to eventually get to the SEC championship game against Georgia. where we outplayed them, in my opinion, at least from what I recall. And we go back. So you don't want to put yourself in positions where you're outplaying somebody and you still end up in a position to lose the game. And so to me, against a better opponent, some of these mistakes, some of them got fixed, some of them didn't. And it ended up burning us in championship scenarios. So going into this season, we play these guys at home. We know who their guys are. Eli Stowers is still here. Pavi is still here. I don't expect us to have the amount of penalties and just boneheaded mistakes to keep them hanging around. Right? I expect us to have stuff ready for, how to handle a corner blitz so they don't just wreck your stuff. But we pulled it out, right? A win's a win, 7-1 at this point. Obviously, we end up finishing 13-3. But yeah, I feel better after watching this game, though, in terms of overall what we were trying to do offensively and running our stuff than I did at the time. I don't feel like it was, you could say, a lot of times we say, oh, we play with our food, right? Or I don't think it's like an Arizona State where we're inexplicably our whole run game, like we couldn't run the ball. That was not the case here, right? Now, we didn't see Arch in this game. We didn't see Jarrett Gibson in this game. Isaiah Bond was out with injury. So we played Amari Nyblack a little bit more than Juan Davis. It was a lot of things going on in this game. We did see the debut of, in a more featured role, of Jelani McDonald. I thought he was really good in this game. And I think McDonald is, obviously that solidified the snaps he was going to get for the remainder of the season. So that was also encouraging. So y'all let me know in the comments how you felt about this rewatch with Vanderbilt. If look, you guys see it. Film don't lie. Film don't lie. This was a Lemony Snicket's. A Lemony Snicket's, a series of unfortunate events type game, right? When the Lemony Snicket stuff isn't out there, we were cruising, especially early. Got up. A game where we probably should have had 48, 50 points, but pulled it out nonetheless. So we are grateful for that. I will be back. What's the next? The next game should be Florida, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll dive into that. I'll try to get back ASAP, maybe even tomorrow, because I want to get all the rewatches knocked out. It's time. It's time. We're getting closer to ball. I want to get them knocked out by early August, so the rest of the content, we're just getting ready for the season. By then, camp's underway, and we're off and rolling. So let's cruise through the rest of these games. Florida will be a fun watch. We do need to take into account, though, when we watch the Florida film, they basically punted that week against us. They sat a lot of people. They really did, compared to what they ended up doing the rest of the season. So I don't know, how much we'll be able to take away in terms of what we'll see from Florida this year when we go to the Swamp in terms of the personnel. But it'll be an interesting watch, regardless. So, yep, that's all I got. Remember, guys, horns always up. Hook 'em.